Okay, sometimes you'll notice your ice maker starts leaking water down the sides of the doors and underneath the service door. And if you look up in here, you'll see right here, the black rubber nozzle is where the water comes in to fill up your ice maker. Sometimes this gets clogged up with ice and backfills, and then the water drips over and runs down. I had another video on replacing your ice maker, and I wanted to follow up here with a new video. This time, not so much about the ice maker, but the water inlet valve. Sometimes, even if you fix your ice maker components, you may notice that the water coming out of your inlet valve here freezes up, overflows, and then you get ice cascading down the side of your freezer. Inside here you can actually see it's some ice plugged even though I shut the water off. So this is due to usually when the water inlet valve on the back bottom corner of the freezer stops working properly. So today we're going to replace that water inlet valve. First thing we're going to do is actually roll the fridge freezer out from the cavity that it's in so we can access the back, unplug it, and turn off the water. Once you've moved the fridge freezer out so that you can get back here to access where we need to be, we're going to come in and we're going to turn off the water supply and we're going to unplug the fridge or freezer. You might have a power button inside your fridge. You can turn that off first, but then unplug it. Okay, so to access the inlet valve, we're going to have to remove this cardboard panel. It's a hexagonal screw/nut here. We'll just take these screws off, work our way across, take them all off so we can remove this. Note that this one here in the center has a washer, but all the others just have a regular head. Okay, with all of those screws out, you can just pull this back and set it to the side. While you're in here, before we get started, you're probably going to see a ton of dust, and now's the time just to gently vacuum out what you can to kind of clean it out. You can carefully use an air duster. Just remember, if there's any mold in your pan here on the bottom, it could get kicked up, so be careful where you spray. Also, of course, make sure it's unplugged and have the vacuum on so that it's sucking up any dust that blows back at you. But I'm just going to finish cleaning this up a bit before we take out the old valve. So here's the old water inlet valve. To remove this, I'm going to take off the screws here to release the bracket so that we can pull this out. Okay, with that bracket taken off, now you can gently pull back the old water inlet valve, and you'll see on here 3 water connections. These 2 on the front and then 1 more here on the back right here. So before we disconnect the old water lines, make sure you have a tub of some sort to catch any water that's going to drain back out. And before we do that, we'll take off the 2 connections on the top. Now here is the replacement part. You'll notice it looks a little bit different. I'll put the part number in the description below. These are fairly standard for the Whirlpool Kenmore type fridge freezer combos. So it's a good idea before you actually take off the old valve that you look and make sure that the connections and everything will match for your replacement part. So now I'm going to disconnect the electrical connectors on each side. Take note that the color matching and which side has which connection. Okay, now I have the old connector in the bucket here, and I'm going to disconnect the water lines, and again I'm going to make note of which one goes to which side. So in our case, this right one here to the green is what goes all the way up to feed the ice maker. Now I'm going to push this water line into the same side or corresponding connector on the new inlet valve here. This way I don't get them accidentally mixed up. Now we'll take off the other one and do the same thing. And I'll attach that now to this one. Make sure it's pushed all the way in, like that. Okay, and the last connector, same thing. I'm going to push in on this piece back here to release the water line. You may not have a lot of play with this one, so just be careful. Now I'm going to attach the other water line into there. Push it all the way in. Now the new inlet valve is connected. Double check, triple check your connections. You can remove your tub and we can reattach the wiring connectors. Remember, it's that, which one goes to which side. In our case, we had the purple on this side, so that's now going to go to the green. We'll connect it like that. And the white one to the red. Like that. With those securely connected, you can feed this back in, and then we'll reattach the bracket with the 2 screws right here. I will mention too, when you order the replacement, it'll most likely come with some extra waterline tubing and a connector-to-connector bridge in case you need it. I thought about adding a little section of tubing to give me some more room in here for the line coming from the water filter, but I decided just to leave it as is, but you have the option. Okay, once these 2 screws are back in securely, make sure the water lines are not kinked and that they come along here, and this one sits in the clip and goes underneath so that you can reattach the cardboard plate. Now, before I put everything back together, I want to test it out and visually observe, make sure I don't have a leak here. So I'm going to turn the water back on and plug it in and just observe it for a few minutes. Okay, so the fridge power's on. You can see here the fan is spinning. I tested the water for the drinking part to verify there's no leaks here. The other lines also have remained dry. So once you verify that works and it's dry, you can put the cardboard panel on the back. Okay, so to reattach the panel, screws go in the same place as before. Remember that one screw has the washer on it. That is going to go in here, right there, and the rest of them exactly where they were. Okay, once all of your screws are back in and you have this plugged in, you can push this back into place and then reconnect your ice maker. Probably have to wait 12 to 24 hours for it to fill back up, and that should do it. One last thing to do before you reconnect your ice maker, if you have it off, is to make sure that this plug of ice is melted. You can take a hair dryer, put a towel underneath this, and then melt this, make sure that water can flow out, and then reconnect your ice maker. Okay, the details are in my other video. I'll put a link in the description, but once you get your ice maker back in and reconnected, and you put the protective plate on covering the connection and screw it in from the bottom, make sure that the fill tube is over the top of this cup on the ice maker, and now you can turn the ice maker back on. I'm going to put the service door here next, and there's the service door in place, and now you can turn the ice maker on. So now with this back on, we'll let it sit for 12 to 24 hours to fill back up. That's how you replace the water inlet valve. Thanks very much for watching.